welcome back to the American Civil War mod. It's been a hot minute as I was attempting to fix the audio issues, as I mentioned in my previous videos, at the end of the previous Warband video. So we're going to jump back in and hopefully be able to have a better time with it. I will see you when we get in there. Alright, welcome back. Last time we left off being a mercenary for the Unions, so we're going to continue on. Can't fight in some good fights to fight today to make up for the lost time. Chester spotted me, that's fine. Army of 157. Getting paid 300 by Potomac, that's fine. Let's see if we can't catch Jubal A. Does not appear so. I'm probably gonna have to fight armies of a similar size to me. Caravan, if we can. Governorship of Sharpsburg to Erasmus Keys. Don't have much info on him. The Civil War period, well, I adore firearms history, not so much full history. Especially during the American Civil War, I only know most of the notable stuff. Outlaws probably won't catch them. Still haven't found any more of interest yet. Let's see here. Armies at the moment, which is weird. It's just the one enemy army. Oop. I will fight you. Why'd they try to fight me with a 74? Well, it is Stonewall Jackson, though. I believe his regiment is mainly infantry. Long guys. Here. Let's. Whoops. Come on, lads, get up there. Artillery. Fire. And advance. More volley and then we'll skirmish. Fire! That was a pretty bad... down to just fire rate and accuracy gain. The fire rate was up more, but... can do just enough damage to knock it down. Luckily, when you get knocked down, it's just everybody to auto charge, so. I'm getting the melee combat, probably lose this. Artillery doing no. Still club out some infantry, but bayonets do significantly more. Breaking the Jacksons. Hey, that's smashing. Nice. So, I believe all that's left is the cannon. Yeah. Unfortunately, took out 2 men with that cannonball. Could be worse, though, I suppose. I believe in the last video someone made a comment on how they hope they make a mod like this for Mountain Blade Bannerlord. If I remember to, I'll put it on the screen. The issue that a lot of modders are having is the fact that since this game is updated so often, that means they'll have to update their mod every time it releases, and a lot of creators don't want to do that. That's why they stuck to, you know, stuck to Warband. Let's get more marksmen. Turn these all into standard infantry. Some veterans. Not gonna upgrade these guys because they're just gonna go into color guards, and color guards are useless. Now we need to pick up some. We need to pick up some rations. When we go to sell all this in town, let's just do the Deep Mass Grave right outside Fredericksburg. Don't know why that guy retreated. He had like 20 men on me. I'm assuming my army was just more elite. Ah, the Ketchum grenade. Don't know the exact history. If anybody knows the exact history of the Ketchum grenades, go ahead and put that in the comments. Somebody before had put the history regarding lever action rifles in the chat, rather in the comments, excuse me. And regarding history, I'm going to go over the revolving rifle real quick and the main issue that was seen with it. It would experience something known as chain fire frequently. Well, frequently enough to be an issue. It's when you were firing off rounds because it was, you know, powder ball era. Occasionally, when you were firing, the powder would leak into the other chambers and then would set it off. Meaning you'd get like a chain fire detonation with all the rounds flying out of the cylinder. The problem was because it was a rifle. Like on revolvers, this could still happen, but for the revolving rifle, that meant your hands in front of the cylinder, meaning you probably just ate 4 or 5 shots to the back of your arm. 80, 12, 192. Nice. A little bit of extra funds. That one's better than mine. It's only $200. I can afford that. 207. I'm surprised there's not other rifles in this game that were more prevalent overseas. As there were some newer designs coming into being in the 1860s that were much faster firing. Let alone the, I believe it's only a few years before the Germans had gotten their Prussian needle guns. Okay, so they're raiding Manassas. That's fine. Can't scout around Richmond. Oh. Oh, it's Robert E. Lee. Uh-oh. I'm more than assuming most of you have heard of Robert E. Lee and know enough about him that I don't really have to explain it, but veteran of the Mexican-American War, tough cookie. Mainly sided with the Confederacy due to his home, Virginia being his home. Keep firing, man, keep firing. Rounds into the bit. I can myself here to try to stem the tide. Keep pouring the fire into them, lads. You're the fire rate advantage, take full advantage of that. I can't see anything in the smoke. That's a realistic detail. You can't see jack through all the smoke. A little closer, try to give as much accuracy as I can to my marksman. Make every volley count. I have no health left. Got a headshot there. Firing. Keep that lead going into him. Go to the lines to the left here. At least keep this down. That's the target. Even though it's multiple rounds to fire, at the very least. Didn't mean to hit that button. Hey. At the very least, with this thing, it's still one shot, it's multi-shot. Lads, push up. Artillery's doing a number. Let's go, lads. I don't think the enemy has a consolidated line anymore. I think it's just the cannon and whatever infantry's left. Yeah. One of them. See if I can get the other one. Ah, no such luck. Judging by the amount of damage, I think I hit him in the upper body. There he goes. Surprisingly, we managed to pull a victory out from there. And only lost 29 men. He lost over half his army. Now we have the numbers advantage, so let's take full advantage of that. Let's try not to get shot off the horse the second that the fight starts. So, get down. Let's two-rose it. Through up, trying to get as many guns on target as possible. I cannot see it. Dang. Advancing slightly to the right, try to give those guys down in the valley a better shot. Cannon round. Sheesh. My unit's higher rate of fire and decent accuracy is coming into play a lot here. Advancing, don't let them take cover behind that hill. Mind you, in reality, the reload process of this thing would be a nightmare. I believe it was half the ball. remember correctly, some guys would just carry spare chambers to slide into the receiver. For smaller revolvers, I don't know if you could even technically do that with this one. I can hear them shooting at the last artilleryman. There he is. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. We actually managed to beat Lee. I'd consider that an accomplishment. Let's get all these uniforms. And I just did that as a mercenary. I'm not even technically part of the army, so... Yeah, getting ready for a ball in Washington, McClellan. McClellan is historically known as a mediocre leader, overly cautious. Harper's Ferry went to Keys. Tavern. Just got the one to get rid of. There we go. Nope, didn't mean to go into the gymnasium. I meant to go into the weapons store here so I can finish selling off all these uniforms. Make a little bit of extra cash. Luckily, we're doing alright. I can speak English very well. We're doing alright. Monetary-wise. Okay. I do believe that is me nearly out of time, though. So, for now... Well, I could probably crush these deserters. Nah, too fast. But, yeah, in other ways, I do believe I am out of time here. Roughly, yes. So, I still have a little bit of time left, so I'm going to go over some minor history. And for any of you fellow historians in the comments, do feel free to leave anything you've seen or read in the comment section. I'm going to quickly just upgrade these guys. Okay. So I'm going to go over a little bit of stuff here. Lee had a pretty good track record during the entirety of the Civil War for wins and losses. That is, McClellan was basically the exact opposite. He had a horrible track record of landing. I believe he landed here or here. I cannot remember for the life of me. He landed in Virginia, I believe it was, or North Carolina. And basically, when they went in further, he opted to just sit there. He had the initiative. He could have moved in. I believe he was moving toward Richmond. He had the initiative, and Lee didn't have as many troops. But McClellan was overly cautious, so he basically turned tail and fled because he thought Lee had significantly more men than Lee actually did. Lee played a trick on him and fooled him into thinking there was far more men than there actually was. So he opted to just leave. McClellan would later, during the war, run against Lincoln during the election year on his win the war campaign, but pretty much everyone, judging by his somewhat Southern sympathies, thought he would make peace with the Confederacy. In order for Lincoln to even continue to be to get re-elected, the battles of, I believe it was Atlanta, the siege of Atlanta, and the siege of Vicksburg, I believe it was the siege of Vicksburg. Anyway, there was two sieges going on at once, one with Sherman, one with William Tecumseh Sherman in Atlanta, and Ulysses S. Grant in Vicksburg. I believe Vicksburg fell on the 4th of July, and that's what they printed out that as fast as possible to say, hey, we're winning. So that may have just saved Lincoln's presidency as a whole. And then shortly after was followed by Atlanta after Sherman's March to the Sea campaign, which some considered a war crime, others considered a terrible price for a good cause. An attempt to end the war as quickly as possible by splitting the entire Confederacy down the center. As you marched from Frankfort to Atlanta to Tallahassee, you cut off the entirety of Florida, or in his case, he went from, I believe it was Nashville to Atlanta, and then Savannah, and then Augusta, I believe. So it completely split off the East Coast Confederacy from the rest. However, that is all the time I had. Sorry for the little bit of drudging on toward the end there. I just felt like, you guys should get your amount of content. Let me know in the comments if you had any specific history you'd like to hear about, or like to talk about in the comments. Like, subscribe, and consider donating to my Patreon. Have a good day.